Do you feel like you're addicted to sugar and can't stop eating all the sweets and the treats and the junk food? Stay tuned, check this video out. You're not gonna wanna miss it. So the question is it even possible to overcome sugar cravings? I mean, can we eliminate the cravings completely, or is it something that we're just gonna have to kind of struggle with the rest of our lives? Well, here's the thing. I wish I could tell you there was a black and white answer. I wish I could tell you that if you follow these 3 simple steps or this one step, that you could eliminate your sugar cravings forever. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. If you look at studies done on sugar addiction, it has the same chemical response as an alcoholic does to alcohol, or a drug addict has to drugs. That's the same exact chemical response that happens to people who are addicted to sugar. We crave it. Like, we think about ever since we're a kid, right? When we had that first little bit of sweet taste of, you know, whether it was candy or a fruit. I mean, we've been trained essentially to love sugar. Like, we're addicted to sugar from a very early age, and it is an issue, right? It is a problem. So the question now becomes, what do we do, right? We're addicted to sugar, we love sugar. If you're on a diet especially, your sugar addiction and your sugar cravings just become magnified because you're telling yourself that you can't have any sugar, right? You can't have sweets, you can't have treats. It's on the bad food list, if you will. So in your head, you're automatically setting yourself up for failure because you're telling yourself you can't have it. And what happens when you tell yourself you can't have something? It's all you want and it's all you think about, right? So I'm gonna share with you some tips that I've used, some tools that I have used in the past, because I am a sugar addict. Once I start eating something sweet, once I start having sugar, whether it's a cookie or a candy or ice cream, I cannot stop. So one of the things that has helped me with this the most is simply this. I don't have it in my house. I don't have anything that is going to trigger a binge or an out of control eating pattern in my house. Because here's the thing. I know some people that could be totally satisfied by having one candy. I know people that could have one cookie and be fine. Like, their sugar craving was satisfied and that's it. For me, I can't do it. It's like I have one bite and all of a sudden this thing goes off in my head to where it's all I want. It's like, all I want is sugar, all I want is sugar. And I overeat and I binge, and then I hate myself. So I just eat more of it. And then the next morning I wake up, and I'm just like, what the hell happened? How did I allow that to spiral out of control? It's like I have no self-control. So for me, the number one thing for me, and the most important thing, is to not even have it in the house, right? If there are trigger foods around and you know that it triggers something in your head, like if you know you can't stop just having one, then just don't have it around, because if it's there, you will convince yourself that you deserve it. You will somehow convince yourself that you could have it. That's what I do all the time. I'll buy this food that I know is gonna be tempting, and then midweek, I will talk myself into it. Well, I worked out hard today, I deserve it. Or, I've been dieting hard for the past week, I deserve it. And then what happens? I have one little spoonful or one bite, and before you know it, the whole container is gone, the whole package is gone, and I am extremely frustrated, pissed with myself, and it's like starting all over. So again, the first thing, the most important thing is simply don't have it in the house. Now, I will always love sugar. I will always be addicted to sugar. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do to change that, and I'm sure the same is likely for you. We will always love sugar. And anything in moderation is okay. So I allow myself to have sugar at certain time periods. So if I've been dieting a week, typically Sunday, I'm a little more lax on my diet. So Sunday is when I have my cheat meal. Sunday is when I allow myself to have that, that's something sweet. It's like a reward for being good all week, right? But one thing I have found is if I have that sweet food early on in the day, then I will want to consume it the rest of the day. I will be thinking about it nonstop, and I will not be able to control my cravings. So one thing that has helped me is having that sugar, that sweet food later in the day. And when I say later, I mean like at nighttime, almost before bed. So that way I will have, you know, a little bit of it, depending on where I'm at with my daily calories. If I'm able to have more of it, I will. Then I'll go to bed. That way I can't binge all day long, because if I have that one sweet thing early on in the day, again, it triggers something in my head to where that's all I want, it's all I think about, because I'm addicted. I am addicted to sugar. Once I get a little bit, I want more and more and more, and I'm not satisfied until I'm laying on the couch and I've engorged myself and I can't move. That's how bad it is. So when I have it later on in the day, I am essentially able to reduce the amount of damage I do by going over my calorie consumption, right? So the same might be for you. Like, have sugar later in the day. That way you can't allow it to turn into a binge day, right? And go way over your calories and undo all your hard work. So that's the second thing. Something else I do, and one of my good friends shared this with me, is a special drink that I make that will essentially eliminate sugar cravings. Now, when you have sour tasting things, it does something, and I don't know exactly what it does scientifically or chemically, but it does something to your taste buds to where you no longer crave sugary foods. So this is a drink that I make, and it's helped me greatly. I have it almost every night before, not before bed, but around 5 p.m., 6 p.m. And what it is, it's simply 12 ounces of water, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and a scoop of glutamine, and a half a lemon. So again, 12 ounces of water, half a lemon, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and 1 scoop of L-glutamine. Glutamine is a recovery supplement. It's great for recovery. You could actually buy this at Walmart for like $8. Vitamin Shop has it, GNC has it. There are a lot of different brands out there. You don't have to buy a super expensive one. Again, you could buy like the $8 brand, which I bought at Walmart. And again, having this drink, not only is it extremely healthy for you, but it will almost eliminate like all your sugar cravings. So I do this every night. It helps me a lot. It helps me just to not like constantly think about sugar and wanting sweet foods. And I've seen a huge difference. Like I've lost, you know, quite a bit of weight already in the past few weeks just by having this drink every night. So again, guys, don't keep the sweet and tempting foods around in the first place. Allow yourself a treat once a week. But when you have that treat, have it later on in the day. That way you're not obsessing over it all day long, and it limits the amount of damage you could do as far as cheating and binging. You don't want to bust your ass all week and then binge all day on Sunday or Saturday and undo all your hard work, right? Like, we're chasing progress. So the way we chase progress is by limiting the amount of damage we could do by overeating. So have these sweet tasting foods later on in the day. Don't have those tempting foods at your house, and try this drink. Again, I'm gonna put the recipe down below in the description. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, give it a like, give it a share. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Facebook. I will post all the links below. And if you haven't taken my body type quiz yet, if you don't know what body type you are, then you might be spinning your wheels as far as training and dieting goes, right? So take my body type quiz, find out what exactly your body type is. I have some tips and tricks you could use to start burning much more fat that much more quickly. So again, guys, I appreciate it. Talk soon.